Hello everyone and welcome back to another unboxing slash review. Today we're checking out Saber Lily from, well, it says Fate Stay Night, but it's really from Fate Grand Order because she didn't appear in the anime unless she was, I think there was a flashback of her, but we didn't see all that much of her. She might have been in the game, but I never played the game, so who knows. But I know her from Fate Grand Order. She was my first welfare. That's when I just about started playing the game during the rerun of Saber Wars earlier this year in 2012. That was a long time ago. But yeah, 2020, not 2012. So, of course, I grew attached to her, and I was really hoping there was a Nendoroid for her, but sadly, it was the one with the circular base, and so it didn't really fit with the other ones. But I decided to buy her anyway until one of you commented in that big unboxing video where I unboxed everything in that Army box a while back. Someone actually commented saying, which one did you get? The 2012 one or the other one? I think it was 2009, 2007, something like that. And I was like, wait, what's the difference? I did a bit of research and it turns out one had a circular base and there was one with a square base that was a rerun that happened a little later on. And so I checked out the listing on Army and it said it was the square-based one, the rerun with the square base, which I was like, hell yeah, that's exactly what I want. But then I opened it up to check and it was a circular-based one. And after a painstakingly annoying conversation with someone at Army, I managed to prove that I did in fact buy this from them because I had that video opening the box unboxing, but I blurred out my details before then because I expected everything to be fine with me just saying, hey, if there's an issue, you know I bought it from you. But after a little back and forth, we managed to prove that I had actually in fact bought it from them, and it was supposed to be the square-based one as it was listed as, rather than the circular-based one. So they sorted that out, they returned the other one and sent me this one instead, so I can absolutely put this one up on my shelf. I'm really happy it ended up this way. I can keep her with the rest of the Fate figures, because Lily has a special place in my heart, you know, after I played with her. She pretty much got me through most of the story until Camelot, at least. I relied on her very heavily. After that, it was Coup. So she's a great character. I really like her. And also, she's one of the welfares that actually has Saint Graphs, so her like little picture changes every time she ascends, compared to the other welfares that stay the same until their final ascension. But anyway, let's get right into this and take a look at her. I'm not entirely sure what the dealio was with the differences. I have a feeling like one of them came with a game or something. I think it was like unlimited codes. Yeah, that was it. So I think the first one was, it said on the box that it was from Unlimited Codes, and this one says it's from Stay Night. So I guess maybe this re-release came out once the original Stay Night anime aired. I think it was Studio Dean that did that way back when. So that was probably it. Alright. No instructions. Oh well. No biggie. We can survive without. Let's crack you open. I'm expecting her to be like crazy sticky because she's 77 in like 2,000, almost 1,200 Nendoroids now. So, she's probably been sitting in here for quite some time. There we go. Alright, we got regular bases. It seems like these ones, yeah, these look to be circular rather than the hexagon. Oh, no, that looks like it's a hexagon. Very good, unlike Squallow. Alright. See, good smile, you had it right even back then, so why'd you change it? We got some bits in the hair. She doesn't feel sticky at all. Although the paint, I must say, is a lot darker than what Lily looks like normally. But that's no problem. Like, her hair is more like around this shade, but they've kind of gone with like a multi-layered shading for her hair. Also, she's got a giant ribbon. That's why I was saying, if you've watched the Artoria Racing video, you know that she's got a black bow, which is what reminded me of Lily. Does this move? That moves. Very good to know. And then, of course, she's got... I think this is her first ascension. Actually, yeah, probably, because Fake Grand Order didn't exist back then, so of course they'd have to go off the original design. As she goes through her ascension, she pretty much takes off more of her armor and then ends up just wearing a dress, essentially. Very cool. I hope they do like a remake for Lily at some point, just because it would be nice to see her get some special treatment. Alright, what do we have here? We have kind of like a smiling face, or curious face even. Interesting. Even the mouth is 3D though. Then we have like a kind of like an angry blush face. This is very cute. Even check out that eyebrow, that squiggle. It's a good squiggle. I like it. Alright. And then we've got both Excalibur and Caliburn. So Caliburn was originally her sword. That's the sword of selection that she pulled from the stone. And it was Excalibur that came from the Lady of the Lake, I believe. So this here is Caliburn. Let's see if we can get a zoom. As you can see, it's a lot thinner. It's got a different hilt. And it doesn't have the usual writing that we're used to. But it is still a good design. And then this is Excalibur from later on in the Fate series, which of course has the writing and the handle we know. So here's a side-by-side comparison of the two of them. Sadly, I don't think... There we go. So they do have similar kind of color schemes and sort of looks to them, but Caliburn is a lot thinner. Alright, let's put these two back. And of course we've got the sheets for both of them. Got Excalibur's Avalon here. I think it was called Avalon. The scabbard. And then Caliburn's one over here. A much more fancy royal design. Nice. Alright. And then of course over here we've got a couple of extra arms and legs and hand pieces. Alright, and that's pretty much it. So let's get on to some poses. Alright, first up we have this pose. Now, I am not entirely sure what this pose is meant to be. It's kind of her hands just up in the air. Maybe it's supposed to be in her hair. But it's on the box, so I decided I might as well show it off. Also, as expected, she is a bit sticky, at least underneath the joints. Thankfully, she's not sticky on the outside, so like here and there and on the face. But once you pull her head off, it is crazy sticky there. Also, it smelled like really strong medicine, which was really weird. Like, as soon as I pulled her head out, it was like, you know, opening the tomb to the mummy, you know, I felt like I got cursed or something. It was really weird. I will give her a good rinse down and try and get rid of that strange smell on the back of one of her faceplates, and hopefully all the stickiness as well. It does also look like, I mean, maybe that'll bring some lightness to her hair if I rub it down a bit more, but we'll have to see. But yeah, this pose, it's pretty much you just flip her hands in the air and switch faceplates, and that's pretty much it. Very cute, but I'm not sure what it means. It looks like neither is she, but maybe you can tell me in the comments down below. But let us switch poses. Alright, next up we have a blushing Lily, looking very cute, holding Caliburn as well. She's kind of looking off to the side as well, which is, you know me, I always like my angles. Pretty much the way this works is you just switch out the hand, and then just shove the sword right in. It doesn't come off at the hilt or anything, you just, you know, push it in. It is a little bit bigger at the base of the hilt, so you might have to use a little bit of force, but other than that, it's all good, it fits together well. So there you go, that's pretty much it. Switch the faceplate and you are good to go. But yeah, very simple pose, I do like it a lot, but I think I've got something better in mind. It's a little more Lily in my opinion. So let's switch over to that one. Alright, here is the final pose. It is essentially still the same as the previous pose, so the hand is still the same over there. It's just you twist her legs around and add the scabbard, and there you go. That's pretty much it. But this very much is reminiscent of her Final Ascension art for Fate Grand Order, where she's kind of like jumping out of that flower. There's also a scale figure of that as well. And I really do like that kind of pose. I really do want to get that scale figure at some point as well. I'm just waiting for it to drop in price somewhere and go on sale. But hopefully I'll get it down the line and I can show you guys that one. But yeah, pretty much that's it. You put the scabbard in this hand over here. It doesn't fit too well, so just make sure you're angling that right, just to kind of get the effect you want so it doesn't really show off the hand and the peg. But you can pretty much do it well. I'm not going to actually keep her in this pose. I'm going to go and put her in pretty much the same as the last pose, but at this angle, because that's a bit more reminiscent of her final pose. But all in all, it looks good. I'm happy with Lily, especially given how old she is. She really has aged pretty well. So if you're thinking of picking her up, don't hesitate. As for score, what can I take off? Honestly, there's nothing really to complain about other than just a bit of an outdated design. Like the coloring could be better on this as well. Could be a little more blonder like she is currently these days. So I guess I'll take off a point for coloring, but other than that, she's pretty much, you could pass her off as an Nendoroid that was made today if you really wanted to. So I will give her a good old 9 out of 10. Because she is a good servant and she's got me through the game pretty well, and she's also a pretty great Nendoroid. So yep, I'm gonna go give her a clean, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and subscribe for more Nendoroid content, and I will see you all in the next one. Alright, bye!